Welcome to the final part in this short series on the Cities Skylines Parklife DLC, and just a quick recap of where we are, guys. You can see the population in the city is now running at 78,000, and the stagnation point that was dogging my last recording has now over. I think it's mainly due to creating this new mini town on the other side of the river, and you can see it's quite a mixture. It's got some high density residential, some ordinary offices through here, some commercial in this area, and we've got a bit of heavy industry over the back here which is slowly filling in, and I think it's going to work, guys. And I think what that's done is that produced the incentive to actually start the city moving forward. Now, the important thing about this area here is there are no road connections to the main city. The only connections at the moment are, you've got some footpaths across the bridge, and I think you'll find that there should be some people using it. Maybe not so much on this one, but I think here, see the people using the footbridge there to cross over. And this is one way that you can actually stimulate parts of a city by keeping them separate. And the thing is, if I'd built a road from here and connected through to here, what would have happened is we'd have had all the through traffic coming down here, would have come through the city and out that side rather than going round that area there, because obviously the traffic takes the shortest route. And by deliberately keeping the whole area divided, that stops that actually happening. And of course, on the public transport side, I've also got this metro line running through here. It's fairly busy. Oh, it's not that busy. It's 93 passengers. And what's really driving this city is the metro system. I think just to come over here, just before I started recording, I was checking out the education, because education's a fun thing to do. If I can find, where's the, oh, come on, there it is, over here. Yeah, I got a bit too far. This is by far the busiest metro station I've got. You can see here it's carrying 1,000 passengers a week. And the reason that's so busy is the fact that it's right next to the university, and this university is actually the only university in the city. And it's just come here just to show you guys. Oh, this looks like obviously my demand has risen. Okay, I think maybe we need to get another university in. Be about to say that that university was going to serve as the whole. I think what we probably could do, steep, okay. I think what we can do, we'll build a new campus out here. Because obviously, yeah, I'm obviously getting out into the. Yeah, it doesn't like this area here, but we can run in there like that. That's what we can do. And as I was saying, it's pretty important that if you're going to be doing something like putting in university, it's always worth connecting it up to a metro system, because, well, because it makes it worthwhile. I think we'll just put a 2-stop line in out to here like that. Yeah, if you give a university or even schools good communications, that will really start to drive the city forward. Anyway, guys, that is not really the focus of this Let's Play. Let's get down to looking at park life. And in this part, what I want to do is, hopefully with the zoo, I think it's the zoo and the amusement arcade will eventually reach level 5 in this part. But one of the other things I want to do is just do a bit of an experiment with mixed parks. And what we're going to do is just create a mixed park area here, like this. Because what I want to do is, well, maybe we don't need to come out like that, because all the parks I've built so far have been simply dedicated to a specific thing, i.e. a city park or a zoo or amusement arcade, something like that. What I want to do in this part is actually just build in here a park, but I want the reason I've gone over the road there, because I think this is going to represent the sheer power of it. I think we'll put a city park in. So if we put a park main gate in, say about there. Actually no, let's put it in about there. And actually I think I will extend this out this way. I'm just going to push this out like that, because as I say, I think the real fun element of this DLC is not actually just building the parks as they list down here, but actually laying out a system where you can actually mix various elements together. So this is probably gonna, yeah, we're going to do this, but I've got a way around this, guys. What I'm going to do is here, and thinking of gonna get a couple of basketballs in this area. I think that's, no, those are tennis courts, these are basketball courts. So we're gonna have some basketball courts here. And the other thing I also want to do, in fact I'm going to do it before I get into too much depth in this area, we're obviously getting very close to the water side. I want to put in another form of transport, because somebody asked me about public transport and all this, and I thought I'd just show you guys a way to deal with, if you get a city like this, especially if you've got isolated areas like this, if you've got a city that's laid out like this and you want to provide communication, I think we'll provide a link also to the new university. So what we're going to do, the one there, I've spun the map around too much. What we're going to do is hopefully, yeah, we can, what we're going to do is put in a blimp system, and I think what we're going to do is we put a starting one there, and I think can't really put anything there. Cities are too crowded. I mean, do is rail station here. I mean, this is a good way to actually connect everything up. Yeah, I think we'll put that in there. Of course, we're going to move to connect up. I mean, we could come out to there. What we could do is put one there. Also, I want one just by the university like that, and I think we could probably get one in there like that. Of course, I'll put something there like that. I think that's enough. Of course, with the blimp system, I've actually got up like this, and the advantage of this type of blimp system we'll give everyone is that, like metros, you can literally create these routes that run across the city. You don't have to worry about put enough about there. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the actual what's below. You could literally fly over the surface. In fact, in some ways it's even more flexible than the actual metro system. And of course what we're going to have to do is put a route in, you know. As I said, this is a good way to connect up parts of your city that people may want to go to, especially tourists, without actually, how can you say, building more infrastructure, causing more. We've reached Sheffield University Zoo has reached level 5. I think that's the last level of the. Just gonna get this in think we're just going to put one, go back the opposite way. Just like all public transport systems. Okay. That not picked up. Start over here. That not. Yeah, that's it. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky putting these connections in because you're actually putting the same connection point on top of like that. That can fly over to here. And then that can fly to there. What that should do is then set up these to flow in both directions. Okay, you can see the old blimp's taking off, and the first one's on the pad, but of course it's got a bit of a problem because, well, we don't have actually any connection to this area. And I think what we'll do is put a beach volley, probably a bit too big. And I think what we'll probably do is just put a riding school here like this. And that's the foundation of the park that I want to build in this park. But of course we've now got a level 5 amusement park and a level 5 zoo over here. Now I want to put these in before we do much more so that we can have a good look at it. Also got the old festival site here, which I put in the last part. It's been doing really well. When's the next one? The 29th of the 5th. Oh, we got quite a long way to go yet. Anyway, let's just get in the final parts of the amusement park. Drop this here, and the last parts are, we've got the roller coaster. Wow, that's big. Just gonna have to drop that in there like that. Yep. I mean, it's created a wall across here, but I think there's not much we can do about that, guys. Yeah, I really like that. So we got the roller coaster there, and I'm sure that the guys who are producing their own personal assets and putting them up on the Steam Workshop are going to have a whale of a time with this DLC as well. And I think maybe we'll just put the Ferris wheel here. Oh no, certainly no, doesn't look right. That's a bit better. So now the amusement park is effectively finished. You can actually now settle down to blending in some of the areas here. We can put some trees on, and I think when you're going to be building these parks in the future, I know I am, the actual, you can say what they call it, I've forgotten. The actual entertainment value is not going to be particularly that important. I think it's going to be more the aesthetics of what you want to build, especially once you've unlocked all the level 5 kind of advantages and disadvantages. The other thing I actually did find, I didn't realise that this was available. I've forgotten, and I think what you can do is fill in some of this as well. I think you can actually use this now to kind of soften this area here. So I mean, rather than just trying to hide it with trees, what you could do is just fill in this area like this. I mean, you can spend hours doing this. Of course, we got the boulders as well, which, but personally, I think these might be a little bit too big for this area. But we'll just drop those in. You can see these have already got low level grass on them. So what you could do is maybe just fill. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get there, but maybe, yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. But and what we can do is just blend this in so it doesn't look quite so bad. And as I said, you can have lots and lots of fun filling this in here like that. So that's the amusement park. up and running. And I think what we're going to do now is just shoot over to the zoo. I mean, I'm ignoring all the area here. The city's still kind of half growing, half not growing. Let's expand the zoo to this level here. And what can we get in here? I mean, the zoo level, what did we get for a level 5 zoo? Right, got a lion enclosure, a rhino enclosure. Well, we got Monkey Palace, that was kept we were playing with last time. So. Okay. Yeah, that looks okay. The lion enclosure, it's got our usual people there because we need to connect this in. Wow. Up, down like that. I mean, yeah, I like that. I must admit they've really done a fantastic job on the detail. Like the old lion bridge over the top. That's quite intriguing. And of course what we got left to put in the rhino enclosure. I think it's got an overlap. I mean, it doesn't have to be. Again, it's gone right up on this raised area here. Okay. I don't like that. Let's pick that up. It's gonna overlap. Maybe we'll just that way so it's not right on top of the road like that. And that actually tears in a little bit like that. Okay. So we put a path. Whoops. Actually, let's just try a normal path to see if that actually counts connection. Oh, it's gonna have to. Yeah, so that does. So you can put ordinary paths in here. You could even put a. Sorry about this, guys. I'm just experimenting. My mind's put. I don't normally use cycle paths and elements like this because cycle paths are a bit too dedicated, but could have something like that area here. And I've still got this persistent problem with this area here. And you can see it's got trash and crime, multiple problems, but the only thing I can think of in this area, guys, is the fact that this actually, there's something wrong with mechanic to where this is positioned. In fact, I'm just going to be curious, guys. So see, the police cars come up here. It's almost like the city service vehicles aren't aware of this main park entrance. So maybe if I pick the park entrance up and a little bit like that. I mean, yeah, and going to pick that up like that. It's almost like my garbage trucks and that are not circulating past this area of the map. So this is not being serviced. Where we have here an elementary school. See, the elementary school doesn't have a problem. I can't actually see any garbage trucks coming up around this area here. What I've got is effectively two theories. One, that the garbage trucks don't actually detect it. Look at that, there's a car with a caravan there. That either the garbage trucks themselves don't actually recognise zoo entrance has a problem, so they don't come up here and visit because the garbage trucks just follow a fixed route round. or the fact that these entrances act as the main drop-off point for the, how can you say, all the garbage for the whole park, because obviously the garbage trucks can come in. I think it was Snafu pointed out that the garbage trucks can't get in here and service these individual buildings. So this means that this as a building, I mean, I don't know if we can actually see here. Yeah, these buildings produce a lot more garbage than say a single individual school or building. So therefore they need more frequent visits. So in some ways you need to put these somewhere where there's lots and lots of traffic flowing past it, so that they actually connect up, is probably the correct way of saying it. I'll check something as well, guys. I've just spotted up. I would like to. No. Which concert's the 29th of the 6th. Okay. I've got a death wave in here now. My city is definitely developing a few odd problems, which I would probably need to address if I was going forward. But as I said, this is going to be the last part in the series, so I'm not going to worry too much about this, guys. Back to this park that I was building up, and I just want to experiment with this, guys. So I think what we're going to do. The other thing that also occurred to me is that I wonder if these gates themselves actually act as entrances, or from a point of view of visitors, that if you put in, you connect up ordinary paths. Again, I don't think it's really going to make that much difference from the point of view of when you build these parks for your city for your own fun, because I think they will eventually get to level 5. And of course the advantage is that this is a level 1, but as you can see here, guys, everything has now been opened up, so you don't really need, once you've got the first level 5 parks, you don't no longer need to worry about getting every park to level 5. And I think that's really cool. I like that idea. And what I'm actually doing is building an area here. Get that there. Build a little bit of an arcade in here. This is what I was thinking of, guys. Building something like this. So we can have I'm not going to put like a big attraction in here. I was just thinking of building something like a bit like an arcade into this area here, like this. Piggy train. Well, can we put anything else in here? What's this? Yeah, we'll put an amusement cafe on this side. And carousel there. I've probably missed this opportunity here, but it's a little bit there. And then of course what we could do is go to city parks and do is just put in put a small park cafe, say down here like this, and park info booth there, and maybe in the center here, chest area there, and of course we're going to need some restrooms. This is what I was saying, guys, is that will drop a small block of restrooms in the center there, so you can mix everything up. So I think that fits really well. And then you can just keep building this up like this. Oh, my city's dying again, never mind. And you could even drop in, I mean, and like I did say, actually put in a small campfire over here, so you can have like a mixed theme park. It's probably the best way to describe it. I mean, you can see here, I mean, I've got up to 881 actual leisure area there. Have a quick check. You can see everyone's gathering now for actual festival. I want to show you one of these guys, because somebody actually did pass a comment and say that I've glossed over this, so I put it down and I didn't actually show a festival. And I thought I'd just show you this show you how the mechanics work. We're pushing in on the actual festival itself. You can see the people gather well in advance, and we're just coming up now. You can see it's just lit up. Now what we do is just pause, drop the speed. Yeah, you can't actually hear it. A bit quiet. You hear it? What I'll do is I'll boost the audio. How about that, guys? Got there in the end. So, in order to be able to appreciate the actual festival, you've got to switch off the radio in the background, and of course we've got all the emergency services in the end. This is probably not the best one to actually show you guys, but this shows you how the festival mechanic actually works. And again, it's an example of the mini game that's actually in City Skylines, and I hope they really develop more of this in the future, because I think this is what's going to make building cities really great fun. And I'm really looking forward to putting all the various elements of all the DLCs together now. The Green Cities DLC, this new Parklife DLCs, and the Festival Cities in. Anyway, I think that's enough of that, guys. So, you know, I think I'll just leave this on here, and we're just going to. Well, we're going to get a blast, so I better drop the music volume right down. Otherwise, we're just going to. I'm going to deafen you. Okay, I think just for the rest of this video, we'll leave it on the festival radio, and so you can hear examples of the noise, or not noise, music that can actually go on here. Okay, we've still got problems now with the buildings. I mean, I think maybe we can put a police station up here. Oh, I'm a bit short on police stations anyway, so if I put a police station there, it's almost like the police and the fire and the trash aren't circulating very well. I've got one there. Ah, I know why. Yeah, it's my fail here, guys. And let me just upgrade this. 2-lane road with trams. Yeah, it's my fail here, guys. What's actually happened is I built this loop in that doesn't allow vehicles to circulate. So what I could probably do is if I push this up, I will just do it this way. If I put the road in like that, what will happen is that vehicles will actually come up here and circulate. So this is definitely a circulation issue. Yep, that's a lesson learned. Anyway, guys, but just to round this part off, what I'm going to do is just give you a quick overview of the city, show you how things are building up. I mean, I've got traffic problems developing here, and just to show you here, and this is predominantly due to these having to give way, so we can fix that. But if we actually come to here in junctions, so what we can do is make these guys come through here, and guys yield to this area here, and then that means that this traffic will have priority, so that should start to ease that situation away. We've obviously got a shopping area. Okay, let's delete that, and we can upgrade this into a highway. Well, this way. And I do really hope that one of the DLCs they introduce in the future includes something to do with managing parking, because I think it would be really great if you could actually do something with the city, in the sense that that you can build roads and therefore you can stop things like this with people parking right on the edge of the can do is just get rid of them. Can't do that one because at the moment they will park anywhere. So I think if they extended the traffic manager to improve parking, that would be a lot better. But obviously we got a problem here. So I think we're, yeah, these guys should be yielding. I think maybe that will. Yeah, they're edging out. That's going to work, and hopefully over time the traffic will start to ease off. Obviously, if I was going to be building this city up higher than what it is at the moment, I would probably do something about this. I would probably, well, I'm not sure I actually need this roundabout here. I mean, I would probably reshape these junctions so that I'd probably turn this into an elevated highway through here. I mean, this section's flowing. The main problem seems to be here. So what I probably could take these off. Because I've probably altered the bus routes now. Come here. This is what you can do. Right, that will probably help the flow a little bit. What we could probably do then is take out that there. So this will put the traffic down onto this area here. Of course, this lot's got a bit blocked, but they will sort it out eventually. See, that's immediately starting to ease the flow here. And I mean, I can't take that out because there's no connection here. What we probably could do is actually, yeah, that would be one way to fix this, would be to make that there. And what we would do is I've just changed the bus route again. Yep, the buses will now go like that. So this bus route is actually still showing. Yeah, it's obviously got a little bit of a problem here, but I think it would sort itself out eventually. Actually, what we could do is if we make a bus stop over to here, put a new bus stop in there, and then that will definitely pull, because this is now a one-way street with merging traffic. That will flow, and the traffic that wants to come in here will come this way, because we confuse these motorists who parked illegally. And you can see here now, because I've solved this problem here, these junctions, and this is now circulating correctly. But of course, like of all things in City Skylines, and in fact real life, what actually happens is that you just move the problem. And this is why you need to make small regular changes. Just drop these down and just through here like this, guys. I mean, I know this is not really park life, but I think it will solve the problem eventually. And we're obviously a bit further away now. And we got just come from going in for facility. Obviously, I've got some commercial over here, ordinary commercial in this area, and that's actually pulling in delivery trucks. That's not that big a problem, to be honest. Let's just have a quick check to see where that would be drawing in from. Yeah, we've got this commercial area here, and this is probably ordinary commercial. Yeah, high-tech housing. Yeah, so this zoning here does not include the what they call it, I've forgotten. This area here, organic and local produce. But that's not a problem, guys. I'm sure that would sort out over time. This is all part of the planning of the city, and this has still got a crime problem. Police station. I think this police station is probably not 10 out of 10. Wow, crime that bad over here? Okay, let's just put in. I think maybe put some fire service in here as well. Yeah, finally got a police car up here. I suppose what you could do is turn this into a one-way road, and then what that would do is force the police and the fire trucks up round here. Go to the giraffe enclosure. Wow. So they're actually going to catch the tram. I mean, that goes to show how far people will travel on public transport if you put good public transport in. Anyway, guys, I think I'm starting to ramble a little bit now. I think we've built everything. Oh, one thing we do need to look at is just going to have a quick run through any high-level buildings here. Boat museum. Okay, actually. This is going to need a road though, isn't it? Don't know. Will that actually count as a road? Yeah, that will. Okay. Right, let's just put some unique buildings in. Fan zone. So what else we got here? City Arch. Bird and Bee Haven. Again, we could put something like that in over here, and that would build up this park theme. So we've got the riding school and the Bird and Bee Haven. That would improve tourism. This here, climate research station. Climate research station measures details of air pressure, humidity. May get more accurate weather reports thanks to the research station. Okay, thank you. What else have we got here? Got lungs of the city. These can be quite big. So, I mean, just to show you guys. Oh, it's not that big. I mean, it'd be really cool if these could be connected to pathways. Some of these. Got here. Observation tower. Wow, that's big. Well, that's not that big, I suppose. Because what you could do is put something like that over here. Wow. Yeah, I suppose that doesn't really fit with the area, but it does fit with this area here. Caves. And anything else? What have we got here? Statue of Colossus. Okay. That fit. Getting green. Okay, let's drop that in there. Oh, this actually needs a road connection. Okay. So it's like a modern interpretation of the Colossus of Rhodes. Okay. Right. Better. Because we better have to put that in. Just that like that. Then what we can do is saying it's not still? That's actually not. That's actually to do with the walking tours, isn't it? Oh, that's the road. So it's saying that that's still not connected to the road. That can say that that's not connected to the road. Take that out. That will connect up. That's out. Okay, so walking tour. Get back to here. Right, we'll delete that out and put B. Oh, why won't that let me put that in? That's better. That's connected up, and we've now got a Colossus over here. I think that's pretty cool, guys. And I think this is one of the key elements that when you get a new major DLC like this come out, you've got to play around with it a little bit to get a feel for what is actually available, so that when you do build a city, you know what's there. So as you're laying the city out and developing areas, you can start to visualize where you would want to put things if you're going to build a large city. And so I think it's very important that you just have a little bit of a play around and look at this. Anything else? No, this is just a television studio. Obviously the crime in my city is getting quite bad. I don't have a police station down here. We need to, let's get there. And we've got death. I think things are falling apart a little bit here, guys, with the city, partly because I'm not paying the level of attention to it that I should. And I think I've about covered everything to do with the new DLC. What I'm actually doing now is tinkering and building. And if I was going to take this city forward, which I'm not, obviously, because I just don't like the map. Actually, the map looked really interesting when I first looked at it with these mountains, but it really hasn't come together in the way I like it. And I think with the road layouts, made it a little bit awkward. But if I was going to build the city, I probably would start completely restructuring the whole city all the way over with major changes, with maybe some of the residential, and rebalance it that way. But overall, it's worked really, really well, and I do like it in its own way. And it was good for the purposes that I actually did this series. Right, guys, I think that's about it. I think I'm probably just talking to fill the space in. And I think this is where I'm going to wind the series up. Hope you've enjoyed the series. Hope you found it interesting. Hope you found the introduction to Parklife worthwhile. And I'm certainly going to be playing more cities, building the parks up. Now I've got a feel for what's involved in the parks and what can be laid out. And I've got a feeling, except for maybe small city parks like I built over here. And of course, once you've got all 5 levels laid out, that even this Walnut Park, I mean, it's getting lots and lots of visitors. I think once you've got the first level 5 parks in your city, I think that really opens up the opportunity to building these small micro parks. And I think going forward, I've got a feeling that I'm going to be doing more combination type parks like this, mixing and matching things, bringing in assets from other elements of the game as well. Because I mean, this is, well, it's only level 2, but it's getting there, guys. And this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you've enjoyed the series, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.